You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi everyone, this is Michelle Fern, host of Best Bets for Pets here on Pet Life Radio. What we're going to talk about today is really helpful for your pet's paws. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Love your pets but wish their medications were a lot less expensive? They are at 1-800-PET-MEDS. You'll not only save on flea and heartworm medications, but on prescriptions for arthritis, incontinence, thyroid, and more. And you get fast service, free shipping, and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Plus, our licensed pharmacists ensure accuracy, monitor drug interaction, and more. See why over 5 million people have trusted their pet's health to 1-800-PET-MEDS, America's largest pet pharmacy. Call now or order online.
Go to 1-800-PetMeds.com/BEST, B-E-S-T, to get 10% off any order and free shipping on orders of $39 or more at PetMeds.com.
FTD's network of over 40,000 florists around the world have been creating beautiful handcrafted arrangements for 100 years. Each arrangement is delivered the same day and backed by FTD's 7-day satisfaction guarantee. For a century, people have trusted their most important occasions to the flower experts at FTD.
Since Pet Life Radio is all about puppy dogs and flowers, our listeners, that's you, can get a 20% discount on your order. Just go to Fluorop.com and use the code LUCKIES20 at checkout. FLEUROP.com. Code word LUCKYS and the number 20.
How would you like your business to reach out and invite in our audience? We have a brand new trademark concept called Info Seeds. Info Seeds are short 20-second seeds of information about your place of business, practice, or service. We only have a limited number of slots left. For more information, visit PetLifeRadio.com. Click on sponsorship information. There you can listen to a sample of Info Seed or email us at PetLifeRadio.com. Remember, only a limited number of opportunities are available.
Hi, I'm Angelina. Join me for some great training tips to live a happy, healthy, peaceful life together with your best friend. And by the way, they're not the only ones that learn something new. Join me for Teacher's Pet on Pet Life Radio.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm here today with Dr. Adelia Ritchie, and she has a line of products called DERMagic Skincare for Animals. Welcome, Dr. Adelia.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle. I'm delighted to be here.
Can you tell our listeners a little bit about how DERMagic Skincare for Animals was created?
Yeah, it just happenstance, really, because years ago I used to be in breeding and showing Yorkshire Terriers, and one of my little show dogs came down with some kind of mysterious, we called it the Florida crud back then. That's where I was living in those days. And the vets could not fix it and wanted to euthanize her after 6 months of trying. And I was teaching organic chemistry then and had access to a lab. And I kept trying stuff on her until we came up with a prototype of our skin rescue lotion.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. Now, your products are basically for pets' paws and pads, correct?
Some of them are, yeah. But dogs get a yeasty kind of fungus in between their toes, and our lotion is wonderful for killing that fungus safely and quickly. But basically, our products are for all kinds of skin problems in dogs and cats.
Most of our listeners, have dogs and cats, and I think most of the time the paw pads and the paws get neglected. What should us as pet parents do and which of your products can help? I mean, should we check the paw pads all the time, or?
I like to recommend a couple of areas that be checked just at least weekly with regular brushing and grooming. And the paw pad is one of those areas. And the other area is, as long as you've got the dog upside down, check their underbelly for any kind of pigment change. And I could talk more about that if you like. But the paws can get, on the pads actually, the paws can get dry and cracked from either walking on pavement that's really, really hot in the summertime or maybe on ice in the wintertime. And, dogs are exposed to all kinds of environmental things because they have to go outside. They can step on little sharp things, bugs can bite them. But mostly the thing that happens is that there's an invisible fungus that can get in if any of those other things happen. And that you can't really see, but how you notice it is when the dog is licking or chewing on his feet.
Oh, that's a good way to tell, because I know that my dog has what I call hairy toes. He has hair between the paw pads, so I have to make sure, I trim it down, and I have to make sure nothing gets stuck up, in the paw pad between the toes and the pad. But yeah, you're right. It is hard to tell, and if you can't see it for the fungus, but it is a good tip to watch if they're chewing on, their paws, what have you. What can we do if they are chewing on their paws?
Well, this is where our skin rescue lotion is so amazing. And like you said, the first thing to do is to get rid of all that hair that's growing in between the toes. And then with the lotion, you just massage it into the foot on the pads between the toes, up around the nail beds, and rub it in really well until it absorbs. And we recommend that twice a day. And within a week, the problem is completely solved, because whatever was, whether it was bacteria or some sort of a yeast-type fungus in there, the skin rescue lotion will get rid of it very quickly.
It sounds like it's a great product to have and have on hand. I used it just a little bit, and my dog didn't have anything. I just wanted to try it out. And I liked the texture. It didn't bother my dog at all, and it absorbed quickly. So I think it's very good to have on hand and very good for our listeners to be aware of as far as with the dogs licking the paw pads and what to do about it. Now, there's also a product, a shampoo bar that you have out.
Yeah, we have actually now 4 different flavors, if you will, of shampoo bars, and I absolutely love these bars for so many reasons. One is we developed this bar because we send a lot of product, sell a lot of product internationally, and the shipping of heavy liquid shampoo across the ocean just leaves such an enormous carbon footprint, for one thing, plus the postage is really expensive. And we developed these bars mainly for our international market, so we'd have something that they could buy and be reasonable, have reasonable shipping costs. But it turned out we developed these so that they would be certified organic. So we only use certified organic ingredients in them, and the whole bar is certified organic by Oregon Tilth. And for every 10 bars we sell, a tree is planted in the Pacific Northwest, which is great. But the most amazing thing is they have nothing that irritates a dog. They don't have any sodium lauryl sulfate in them, which makes ordinary shampoos bubble, suds up. And they lather up, they rinse clean. They really, really clean the dog and leave them smelling very, very fresh.
Well, I have to tell you, I washed my dog with the shampoo bar. I've never used a shampoo bar on him before. And he's not a little dog. He's 40 pounds and he's tall. So I've used before a third or half a bottle of shampoo because it, pours out and you can't tell if it's sudsing enough. Did you get everywhere? This shampoo bar lathered so well and it smelled great. He has sensitive skin, so his shampoo is not cheap. And I was really amazed by it. It was fantastic. And the fact that it's in a bar form, you can really get all over the animal versus when you're using shampoo, you have to, pour it out on the dog and, in different places. It's hard to get all over the dog, and it's much easier to wash the dog with a shampoo bar, I think, than just with liquid shampoo.
Oh, I totally agree. I couldn't have said it better. It is simple and it's so economical. And we call it green cleaning. We used to call it green wash, but that's such a terrible word these days. But we call it green cleaning your dog now, it's really great. So easy.
So where can our listeners find your products?
Our products are in retail stores all over the place. And if you can't find a store near you, they're also available directly on our website at www.dermagic.com. There's a tab that says retail locations there, and you can just type in your zip code and all stores near you will pop up.
Okay, great. And listeners, we'll have the information on our episode page also for you to be able to get all the details on DERMagic products. So thank you so much, Dr. Adelia Ritchie, for coming on and telling all our listeners about the DERMagic skincare line for animals. It was great information, and great information also for taking care of the paws. You know what? You said you were going to mention something else way back, something with the belly, with pigment changing.
Right. Yes. Thank you. Yeah, that is very important and a very neglected area on dogs, especially on larger dogs. We just don't get our heads underneath there to see what's going on. But almost every time there's a skin problem, this is like 90 to 95% of the time, the first sign of it will appear on the underbelly or right around the genital area. And it shows up as I call it a pigment change, but it can look like little black dots. It can look like blackheads. It can look like a rust-colored sort of stain on the fur or hair, which indicates they've been licking. But any kind of change going on there, sometimes it even just looks like dirt that won't wash off. A lot of times the vets will say, oh, it's just old age, or oh, it's normal, but it is not normal. It is not old age. It is usually the sign of a yeast infection. And yeast, the type of yeast that lives on dogs, it's called malassezia. It's always present. But if for some reason it's able to get in, like if the dog has been shaved, shaving just injects these things under the skin. It really does. Don't ever shave your dog unless you have to for some surgical reason. But any kind of thing you see going on in the belly is an indication that there's something going on somewhere else. And you almost always see it in conjunction with chewing on the feet or itchiness up around on the back by the tail, or just anywhere else. It comes with alopecia, which is a loss of hair. It comes with rashes, many, many things. So there's a discussion of this on our website as well. It's just very important, and we're starting to educate vets about this. We're helping the teaching staff in a couple of veterinary colleges around the country. So important and so easy to fix with Skin Rescue Lotion. Thank you for asking that.
Oh, wow. That's so informative to know. My dog's had a rash before. I noticed it because he was itching a lot. I didn't know about looking at the underbelly. Wow, that's a great source of information and especially since you said, some vets aren't even aware. And, listeners, you should always check things out with your vet because they might not be exactly what you think they are. But it sounds like the DERMagic lotion is a great fix for this kind of problem.
Yeah, and if I could just add one thing
Sure.
to the standard protocol, the standard veterinary protocol, and this is what's taught in veterinary schools, is for any itching problem is to administer a steroid, usually in the form of prednisone. Any dog that's ever had an itch, his owner has probably heard this prednisone word. And prednisone is a wonderful drug, but for most skin problems, it can make the situation much worse because it depresses the local immune system of the skin and allows whatever's bugging the dog to really go crazy. And so it makes the situation worse most of the time. So that's one reason. This is what happened to my Yorkie. way back when at the beginning she was given steroids like that, just to give her some temporary relief because she was really miserable. And steroids don't kill fungus, they don't kill bacteria, they don't do anything except mask the disease and make it worse almost every time. So anything topical that can kill the fungus or kill the bacteria, whatever's down in the hair follicles there, is the avenue to take first before going to steroids. That is our solid recommendation.
That sounds like great information. And our listeners can find out more at the DERMagic.com website, right?
Yes, ma'am. And there's a tab called Learn More, and there are a whole bunch of different articles under that.
And listeners, we'll have on our episode page, as always, after every segment, when it's posted on the site, we have an episode page, and there's information on our guests and their product, and there's also a photo and a link to their website. So if you're listening in the car or something and forget to write it down, just go ahead and go online, go to the episode page, and you'll find all that information there. Dr. Adelia, thank you so much. You've been so informative, and what a great product line you have. So thank you so much for coming on Best Bets for Pets.
Thanks so much, Michelle. Appreciate being here.
We'll be right back after this break.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
At Petco, we really love pets. There isn't anything we won't do to make sure they're getting the best products and the best care. So when you ask us a question like,
so how do you feel about cat condos?
We can say from experience,
feels like home for her.
Enter the code LUCKY10, LUCKY, the number 10, and get 10% off any order. No minimum at petco.com.
There's a movement afoot, shoobuy.com. Join the millions of people who shop shoobuy.com's over 400 brands and 500,000 products. Order now and get free shipping and free return shipping. Shoobuy.com, the world's greatest shoe store.
Walk your dog in style and comfort. Enter the code BFP10, BFP, the number 10, at checkout and get a 10% discount plus free shipping at shoobuy.com.
How would you like your business to reach out and invite in our audience? We have a brand new trademark concept called InfoSeeds. InfoSeeds are short 20-second seeds of information about your place of business, practice, or service. Is the best, most cost-effective way to invite us in. We only have a limited number of slots left. For more information, visit the website
PetLifeRadio.com.
Click on sponsorship information. There you can listen to a sample of InfoSeed. Remember, only a limited number of opportunities are available.
Pets can be a wonderful addition to your life because they're a member of the family. Keeping them healthy and happy is important. Pet Life Radio presents The Pet Doctor with veterinary media consultant and veterinarian Dr. Bernadine Cruz. Whether you have a dog, cat, reptile, or rabbit, you'll find answers for your pets straight from the vets. The Pet Doctor, on demand every week, only on PetLifeRadio.com. Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com.
Welcome back. Now, today I have Melissa Rogers of Shoe Tag. Hi, Melissa. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you.
You have a product that you have created that keeps the pests away.
Yes.
Tell our listeners about it, please. This is such an interesting product.
Well, we're pretty excited about it. Basically, it's a small tag, and the technology is we figured out how to embed a magnetic strip with a frequency. And when you put a frequency into an electrical body, you create an electromagnetic field. And most people don't know that there's many prosthetics and heart pumps and things in the medical industry that use the same technology. We just took it a little bit different place to solve an everyday problem. So you have an electrical field. You produce electricity, energy. And when you put a magnetic strip into that energy that you've expended, it creates an electromagnetic field. And when you introduce a frequency into an electromagnetic field, it floods the entire field. So on a pet, you would attach to their collar a flea and a tick tag, and it would take the energy that comes off the animal and use it as the battery to push the frequencies out around the body. So it creates a barrier, a natural barrier that's healthy for the animal around its entire body against fleas and ticks.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I understand the concept of it. It's amazing how you can do that, how you can take that technology, and how did you come up with it to get that frequency into a little tag, a magnetic strip?
That's the $1 million secret. We do have a patent pending on that. But my sister and I had been in bioenergetics for years, and we knew the technology was out there. And she had an organic milk cow, and she said, the flies are just unbearable, and I just can't spray my cow with fly spray anymore. I'm just not doing it, and that's why I have an organic milk cow. So we need to really find a solution to the problem. And she called me one day and she goes, how about this? And I said, yes, I think that absolutely would work. So I had some people I'd met in the science industry and bioenergetics, and I made a phone call and had a meeting, and they said, absolutely, that's already out there. We can just tweak it. So that's what we did.
That's incredible. So when your dog or cat, and you have them for people too, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So when you're wearing something, if the tag I have is for, say, mosquitoes, flies, will it keep all of it away, most of them away?
They are animal-specific and insect-specific.
Okay.
Although it sounds kind of way out there, it's very, very scientific and very specific. So if you went to the beach and you had no-see-ums that were biting you, you would just buy a no-see-um tag. And they last for 4 months. And they're relatively inexpensive, about $20, and they're waterproof. If you have a mosquito issue in your backyard, or you're going somewhere that's got a mosquito issue, you would buy a mosquito tag. Some people buy only a flea tag for their dogs because they don't have ticks in their area.
And it's so much healthier. The dog just wears this tag, or, like you said, it attaches to the collar. And I mean, my dog has had it on, and I haven't noticed any itching, and the tag doesn't bother him at all. He has, the license tag, the little, name tag that I made for him. He has a whole bunch of tags, so it doesn't bother him at all.
Oh, that's great. I'm so glad. We've sold over 400,000 tags in the last 24 months. We have less than, I think in Europe it's 1.3% returns. In the United States, less than 0.6% return. So we know they're working. We've had a monitored field trial with A&M. We've had every distributor and retailer try them before they'd sell them. So they've passed not only the science test, but they've passed the consumer test.
Basically, so the tag for the animals, I'm trying to explain so our listeners have a good picture of it. It's a small little tag that's plastic and has a magnetic strip on the back. There's a hole in it, so you can just clip it on the tag for the dog or the cat, and then leave it for, how long does it last? 4 months? 2 months?
About 4 months. Mm-hmm.
So you just put it on them and leave it?
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't have to worry about flea sprays. You're good to go. Because I've had it on my dog, and I haven't seen any itching, no problems, but it hasn't been that long of a time. It's been about a month.
Right. Yeah, no, it should last for 4 months. We have a 30-day money-back guarantee from the manufacturer. We believe in our product, and try one. If you like it, buy more.
So where can our listeners find your product?
Well, you can buy it at Petco online. You can go to our webpage, which is shootag.com, SHOOTAG.com, and find a list of retailers in your area.
Okay, great. That's great information. We'll also, listeners, have info on the episode page that will show the product and have a link to the website so you could find out more about it there. Melissa, is there anything else that our listeners should know about ShooTag?
Well, we're a full cycle green company, 100% green. We donate, when you send your tags back after you've used them, we will check the encoding and we will send them to animal shelters or rescue organizations. We send them to community projects like Haiti when they had their problem. So our manufacturing facilities are green. Our packaging is green. It's a great product, and I really appreciate the opportunity to tell people that it's out there.
I greatly appreciate you coming on the show and talking about it. It's a great product, and being green is so important these days. It does that in a sense because it takes care of putting all the liquids and stuff on your dog and or cat and all the excess that, you know, entails. Plus that your company is green and that you recycle the tags. That's great as well.
You know, it's amazing because when you put a chemical on your animal, there's been a lot of controversy over that. It's really expensive, but it gets on your kids and it gets on the carpet and it gets in the water table. And, you know, we need to leave something, you know, behind that isn't toxic to our children. And this is a great way to do it. It's easy to use. It's less expensive. It doesn't hurt the people. It doesn't hurt the pets. And it doesn't hurt the planet.
What more could you want, right?
Right.
Right? It does what it needs to do, and it's wonderful. So our listeners can find out more at shootag.com.
SHOOTAG.
Great. Thanks so much, Melissa, for coming on the show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thanks, listeners, for listening to another episode of Best Bets for Pets. Thanks to Mark Winter, my producer, for doing a great job of editing. Listeners, any questions, please send them to Michelle at PetLifeRadio.com. And also take a look at my blog for some great pictures and interesting facts about some of the products that you'll hear about. Thanks again for listening to the show.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.